there are 12 to a dozen. That's what most of us learn in grade school. 12 has been an important number across many civilizations for thousands of years. It's a highly composite number. It can be evenly divided by a lot of smaller numbers. 12 is easy to divide up into 2s, 3s, 4s, or 6s. This easy divisibility makes 12 a good number for measurement. 12 inches to a foot, 12 months in a year, 2 times 12 hours in a day, and 5 times 12 minutes in an hour, and seconds in a minute. It's no wonder that we so often buy by the dozen or half dozen. But what's called a baker's dozen is actually 13. So what's the deal with bakers? If a baker's dozen is 13, that's way less useful. 13 is a prime number. It barely divides at all. What's the point? What do bakers know that we don't? Today, this isn't very common. Generally, when you order a dozen donuts, you'll get the expected 12. But some bakers will still include an extra bun with an order as a nod to tradition, or just as a savvy customer service move. In the past, keeping your customers happy wasn't just good for business, it was good for your health. There are a few theories as to how a baker's dozen became 13, but the most widely accepted is that bakers would throw an extra loaf into orders of a dozen to avoid a flogging. In medieval England, there were strict laws controlling the price of bread. Bread had to be priced in relation to the price of the wheat used to bake it. If a baker was found to have cheated by shorting their loaves, things could go badly for them. And badly in medieval England meant badly. They could be fined or even beaten. Human rights violations aside, the big problem with these laws was that even careful bakers make mistakes. Variations in rising, baking, and air content could all change the size of a loaf and made it hard to be sure it was the planned weight. And some bakers didn't even have scales to weigh their dough on. Afraid of accidentally coming up short, some bakers would just throw an extra loaf into lots of 12. The extra made sure they were staying within the law and avoiding a flogging. Some bakers even used 14 instead of 13 for a dozen. Better safe than sorry, right? Mathematically, 12 is probably still the better value for a dozen, but now you know that bakers had their reasons.